you share it to me because I don't know how to get it.
Okay. Um,
You okay, Tammy?
Yeah.
we're live, guys. We are. We are live. So we are. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let me go and share the share the and then share it to you and see if you could definitely get all of that up. Hold on 1 second here. Hi guys, thank you for logging in. I'm just sending it on some of the all of the whole thing. Did you get it, Lonnie?
Yeah, guys, thank you. Hello, guys. Good morning. Bless up, everyone. Blessed Sunday. Welcome once again with Queen B, 555, and Amy.
Tamara.
Tamara.
Yeah,
Good morning.
definitely. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys.
Father Ranks, bless up yourself. Lorna, bless up yourself. Bev C, blessing sister. Friends for life. Sisters for always.
Are you getting paid for that?
No.
I gotta big up. I gotta
Tina,
big up
bless up
Tina.
yourself.
Martina is here. Dean,
D,
Dean, big
welcome.
up yourself, Dean. Coco in the building.
Coco,
Just
bless up
show enough
yourself.
love to Chanel. Guess who is there?
Arlen.
Arlen Wise is there. You know he did a short broadcast debuting a song that he wrote.
Oh, yeah?
Just sitting down. Yeah, I missed it. I missed it. I got up. I think I got up like about 4 o'clock and it was just finished. I was like, ah.
He's an artist. Hi, Pearline. Bless up yourself, sister. Much love, much respect.
Lonnie B.
What?
He has a band in like the South Florida area.
Oh, you
I don't
know?
know what the band is called Tribe Zion. You gotta check it out.
He needs to
Yeah,
link me.
yeah,
We
definitely.
need to link up. Set up the
Yes,
link.
one tribe. Big up yourself. Father ranks to the fullest. Lorna,
Father Ranks, bless
Miss
up yourself.
Lorna, love you. I see Miss Lorna in the building. So cool. Guys, as you come in, like and share. You know what I'm saying? Send out the link. As I send out, let me send out the link here. And share in some groups here. Get that over with. And guys, as you come in the room, just you greet everyone that's in the room also because you know we family. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely family, so just definitely greet each and everyone in the room because we're gonna have a fun 1 hour session and see we have a lot to learn. We have a young lady in the room here. I definitely want to grill her and see what's going on. I like to grill female and young female and or I should say young teenagers in general and see what they're really onto these days. Because Lonnie, they know things more than us, you know?
Oh, yes. And
And
it's
they
their
and
generation that's
they
coming
hide stuff more than us,
up.
you know?
Their generation that, is out there that's going to be facing all of these things. And it's, to me, a lot of things that's going on right now is just crazy.
Yeah. Do you believe in the Bible, right?
You asking me that question?
Yes.
You asking me that question. Yes, we believe in the
Yes.
Bible. You don't see me
Okay.
a Christian long time. What do you?
So when the Bible say that they are generation of vipers, do you believe that?
It's coming to pass right now.
So they are generation of vipers. Viper is a
Yes,
harsh word.
we
It's a
are.
very harsh
Yeah,
word.
well, we have to be the one who work hard and try to fix that. You know that it doesn't come up as bad as they make it sounds. It's pretty much
Mhm.
the same.
All right, guys, remember you could ask your question. I know Miss Lon, Queen B, she gonna monitor the question.
You know
She's
I
pretty
always
good
do.
at that. Yeah, big up yourself, Raspy. Now, now
Raspy, bless up yourself, brother. Long time. Missed you, love you. You need to join us one of these days.
you love Ras?
Of course I love Ras. Ras is my friend
Oh,
from a
okay.
long time, almost 4 years now.
You know Ras 4 years now.
Almost.
Oh,
As long as I know you.
oh, okay. Hmm. Miss Campbell, out of Canada, we have to talk. Otia, you gotta give me a link. Sometime today or sometime in this week. Give me a link because I don't even know how your work schedule go these days. Tamara, how are
Leave
you?
it to me.
I'm good. How are you?
How are you, Tamara?
Marie Cross, bless up
I'm
yourself.
good. How are you?
I like that smile. I'm gonna grill you real hard today. And the thing is, how old are you? I wanted to tell them how
16.
old are you and you know the school that you go to right now.
I'm 16 and I go to Humanities and Arts High School.
Okay. Um, how do you like your school?
School is, I mean, like, school is okay. Like, I don't really go to school for people. I go to school to learn.
Hold on one
But it's
second there.
best school,
Miss
but
Rich.
good.
Hold on one second. One second. Lonnie, talk to me
Yes.
because I want to know she's sounding. mm,
Yeah, she's sounding real scratchy. Am I sounding the same way?
No, you're pretty good. Tamara, exit the room and re-enter it, and let me see if that clears up anything. Because your internet is acting up right now. So exit the room and re-enter if you can.
Mark, welcome. Bless up yourself. Love you, brother.
Who?
Mark, my side chick.
Mark Hacker?
Yes, my Mark.
Mark is in the room?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the bastard. Oh,
That is
yes, I saw him. Yeah. I tell you, Lonnie last night, I almost called the cops on my sister. I wanted to, but my parents, yes,
Now, why
I,
would you do something like
my,
that?
my, my parents are sitting behind me and said, "Don't you dare do that." And they call my sister and tell my sister to watch me because I'm about to call it. No, Lonnie, two-person. Okay, it's supposed to be, a nice. Hold on there. Tamara is back. Talk to me. Let me hear you sound.
Yes, 555.
Sound better. Sound better. All right. Now, no,
Louis
we're gonna
Brown,
talk
bless
about,
up yourself. Welcome.
yeah, we're gonna talk about another thing. Big up yourself, Marie Cross, and Mr. Whittingham. Big up
Marie
yourself.
Cross, bless, honey.
Yeah. Tamara. Tamara. Now, I want to ask you this question. Do you as a teenager in school, do you have groups that you guys congregate around? Each person in that type of a group and stuff like that in school?
There's groups, there's like the Republicans, the nerds, the not so popular. I guess they can like that play basketball. There's different groups up in school.
I don't know. The internet is acting up. You say you have like the Puerto Rican group and you have different ethnic
No,
groups.
there's popular. No, there's the popular kids, the not so popular, the nerds, like those kind of groups.
Mm. Lonnie, you hear what I'm hearing, right?
Yes, I'm hearing it quite frequently as well.
Yeah, your internet is acting up, Tammy. I don't know why.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, the internet is really acting up.
Is mine doing the same thing?
No, no, you're perfect. You're perfect. You're perfect. Let me know when
Well,
you fix
Washington, bless
when you fix
yourself.
whatever.
Welcome. But as she was saying though, while she's out of the room, Triple, when we were going to school, it was the same thing. Everybody pair up in their own different.
What you
We
say?
went to
They
school
have
here.
like the popular, the unpopular.
Yeah, but did you go to school here in the States?
Oh,
You.
no, 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 not instant.
Oh, well, I went to school. I went to school here in America, and
Mhm.
it's the same thing. You have different groups. You have the popular groups. You have the nerd groups. You have the Jamaican crew. You have the different. Everybody have different, and then you have the cheerleader crews, and you know what I'm saying. And it was
I,
like,
I, I was listed in the retard group.
were you smart?
Yeah, I was smart, but I was still listed in
Then
the
I would not
retard.
consider that retard. But you have those groups that they wear their big glasses. You have the mask crew.
No,
they
that the one with the big glasses, like the ones with the magnifying. Oh yeah,
that
no,
was the nerd group.
that's the nerd group. But no, back in my days, we didn't know anything about nerd love. Retard.
No, but Jamaica, we don't do that. Jamaica really and truly
No, in
everybody.
Jamaica, no, you have the hot boy crew, hot girl crew. Anything after that, you're nobody. You're nobody. Seriously. The hot boy and the hot girl crew. You understand? Is she back
True
again?
that, true that, Mark, and it continues on. I mean, nothing really changes from when I used to go to school to now that my kids are going.
Mark was in the long hair crew. You know, Mark when he was going to school, his hair was on his shoulder, past his shoulder, in his
Really?
back. Yes.
Well, Claudette Hamilton, bless up yourself, sister.
Tamara, slightly,
Gideon Payton, bless up yourself.
slightly turn it. Yeah, tilt it down, tilt it down, yeah, tilt it down,
Let's do that,
tilt it down.
Mark, and it continues
Turn it slightly now.
from when
Yes,
I used
keep going, keep going.
to.
All right, talk to me, Tamara.
I said at school there's the popular group, the not so popular, the nerds, the sports group, like different kind of groups. And also there's like if you were friends with people before, it's like and then a new kid comes to school, it's like that child can't really like associate with those people because they feel like because they didn't know you before, they don't want to be friends with you now.
Whoa, oh, that's gotta be. So how was it when you just went to that school at
When I went
first?
to that when I started school there, I didn't really have any friends. Like, I didn't know nobody. I was sitting at lunch by myself. I mean, I didn't really mind because, like, I wasn't really at school to meet new people. I just really wanted to go to school to learn. But it did kind of feel a way because it was like everybody has their friend group and I was just by myself. So it took me like at least 2 or 3 weeks to actually learn. I mean, to actually meet new friends.
Mm-hmm. And were they subject to you then and there?
Yeah, they accepted me into their friend group.
Okay. So, all right. So, okay. No, what's the most embarrassing thing ever happened to you during school?
Um,
We
nothing
keep
embarrassing.
we keeping it 100, okay? We keeping it
Nothing
100.
embarrassing happened in this
100. We
school.
keeping it. You heard me? We are keeping it 100.
Nothing
You know what?
embarrassing happened in this school.
Well, what
Was out
happened
of school
in the
in
school?
on any school that you
Because you went to
attended.
school in North Carolina. What's the most embarrassing thing happened to you?
Oh, I fell down the stairs in the atrium.
You you did what? You fell down
Girl,
where?
don't feel bad about
I
that.
fell down the stairs in the atrium,
Wow.
and I dropped my lunch in the cafeteria.
Wow. Whoa.
Was
That's
it
got
because
to.
you were nervous?
No, I was late to class.
Oh, and then you had to
Is this
get
something that
beat up.
normally happen on a random? You're normally late for class?
No, I was late to class because the day before we were preparing for a show that we were having because I was in the choir. So we were preparing for the show and the teacher she missed track of time and she realized that we were like 10 minutes late. So I was running and I slipped and I fell.
Okay. So now, what group you're in now in school?
I wouldn't say I'm in a group because I'm friends with everybody. Like I don't really like say like, oh yeah, I don't want to be friends with this person because they're in this group. Like I don't really go by that. Like if me and you we have a good bond and a good vibe, like we can be friends. I don't really do groups and stuff. Like I'm friends with everybody.
Okay. Now,
But school here is different in North Carolina. Like the groups and stuff, it's majority Caucasian people at the school that I was going to in North Carolina more than African Americans. So their groups was different from the school that I'm going to now. But I was friends with everybody in North Carolina. Like I didn't really care about skin color. Like we was just friends.
Okay,
okay,
so it
but
wasn't
have
that
you?
challenging for you then.
Hmm,
That's very good. That's very good because my kids, they're the same thing. I mean, my daughter, she's more friends with Caucasian than she is with African Americans, and it's like to her, she don't see color, and that's a great thing for me with that. She don't see color.
hmm. Well, that's cool. So, but you the school that you go to now, you still have a lot of Caucasian there, right?
No, it's more African Americans at this school. There's Caucasian teachers, but there's more African Americans.
And what about Latinas?
Yeah, there's Latinas too, but it's like I guess you could say that African American Latinas like where the father is white. I mean, where the father is African American and then the mother is Caucasian.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying now.
But
Okay.
I like that about you, Tommy. You seems to me like you're more of a leader and not a follower of what's going on around you. You don't try to, people don't pressure you into follow them into their group. And I love that about you.
Thank you.
Now, with all this thing that's going around right now that you hear on social media and surrounding with the schools and racial tension, what's your intake on it as a teenager?
I would say that, like Lonnie B said, we don't see color. Like we all bleed the same color blood. We are no different. God made us. I don't think that anyone should like not like you because of the color of your skin or because of what their what your ethnicity is. Like we're all equal. We all have the same amount of equal rights, but sometimes other people don't see some people as equal or having the same amount of privilege as them.
So, as a teenager, how you have your intake, personal intake on that?
I would say as a teenager, it's like hard because it's like when I graduate high school, what if I go to a school that has more Caucasian people and they don't like me because of my skin color? Like it's like how would I put myself in the real world when there's people out there who is saying that African Americans is this and African Americans is that. So it's like kind of hard now that I have to learn about it and I have to apply myself in that kind of way in the future to prepare myself to hear that some people might say these kind of things.
Does did you ever heard of any incident that happened that you had to do your own research on it to see what went down and read up on anything?
When I was in North Carolina, we were reading this book and it was about an African American he was a housemaid to this Caucasian family. And in the Caucasian family, they had a little girl, and the girl was getting sexually harassed by her father, but her father told her to say that it was the African American because of his skin color. And we didn't read the whole story, we only read parts of it, but we had to do a project on it, so I had to do my own research. And when I was looking at it, I was like, this is how they was treating us back then, like our ancestors. How would they treat us in the future now? So it was like I had to compare past tense time with future time and present time.
Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, it's crazy. What about these marches? You been in any of these marches?
The protests?
Yeah,
No, I haven't been to any protests.
would you?
I would go, but for my safety, my parents don't want me to.
Oh, okay.
But
Now,
how you
go
feel
ahead,
about
Lon.
it? That's it's out there,
I,
and it's affecting everyone, and I know basically it's affecting you
It's
young
not
children
it's not
too.
affecting me. Sorry, X me out. I'm
It
not really.
affects everybody. So I wonder how you feel about it, knowing that you're growing, coming up, and you know, all of this that's happening, and we're fighting for rights and justice, and some of it is crazy. I don't agree with some part of it, but for our rights as African Americans or Black people, I'm not African American. I'm a Jamaican, so I'm gonna say we are all
What did you just say? No, you didn't.
we 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 are
Hold on one
all
second.
African
One
They
second.
put us they put us to
One
stick a
second to
box of what we
hold
are
on
and
one
call
second to
ourselves
Mary.
like we African Americans. Look,
Yes, you are African American.
We're all African American. We came from Africa as
we're
slaves. They took
African.
us
I
from
am not an
Africa
American.
on
I'm an
boats.
African. I am not American.
Yes, you are.
But you're African American.
You're
No,
African
no.
American,
That
Lonnie.
is what they put the little box for
They
us to
had
stick, and they had
past
nothing
tense
else around it.
in past tense time, slavery time. It didn't care if you were Jamaican, Trinidadian, Guyanese. If your skin color was black, you was going right on that boat to slaves and working for the white man. That's
And
what you
that's
was
what they
doing.
imply in our head. So yeah, I agree with you.
And I just learned
But
yesterday that our names, our last names, they were given to us by our, I guess you could say, slave master. They were given to us. Like our ancestors.
how did you came up with that?
Well, yesterday when I was at my aunt's house, we were talking about this topic and about the protests and stuff, and she told me that the last names that we have,
Hmm.
we did not like somebody gave it to us. Like our ancestors back then, when they were in slavery, their slave masters gave them their names, and this is what followed them. So my last name being Smith, I got that from my ancestors or my ancestors' slave master, whoever was there.
Yeah, me period. I don't accept stuff without getting facts.
well,
You
that's
know,
why you
real
should go back
facts.
and see where
You
your
know,
ancestry comes from.
what were you saying, Lonnie?
That's why we go back and see where our ancestors come from. And she's
Okay,
right.
Brown, Lonnie B. Brown. That's definitely a slave name. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. That's just the brown presentation is slave. You
It's like
understand?
it's like the brown was all that's all that was taken. It's so popular. I'm like, seriously,
Yeah,
nobody used to
that
name
was
brown. Like,
okay.
They're agreeing with me.
Brown
They said it's
UB.
true what I said.
No, I'm just saying that I have no facts.
thank you, Ross. Thank you.
I'm talking about the people in the comments. They saying that is true what I said about the last name.
There's a label put on you. No one goes around calling themselves Irish, American. They say, oh, well, you're right. But okay, you're right, Ras, because you know Sicilian and all those stuff. Yeah, that's a label. Now, this I wanted to ask you. What's your intake with your mom and dad, especially raising you up?
My parents raised me to always believe in myself and to not let anyone peer pressure me to doing something I don't want to. And if I feel like my friends are doing something that's bad, not to follow them and not to get myself in trouble because, like they say, it can be a big crowd. And once you do something, you're getting in trouble right with that person, and your punishment might not be that serious as theirs, and their punishment might not be as serious as yours. So I tend to limit my friends. I don't want to say like I'm friends with everyone at school. When it comes to outside of school and hanging out and stuff, I don't try not to hang out with the people that I know that do things that they're not supposed to be doing, because my parents are crazy and they don't take that, oh yeah, because my friends was doing it, I did it too. They don't do that. It's all about what you did and what your effort was into this. And I don't take licks easy, so I'm not gonna do something I'm not supposed to.
I think your
Your
dad more
parents,
so like the
your
crazy.
parents
I
are
think your
Caribbean,
dad more
right?
like the crazy one, innit?
Both of my parents are crazy. My mom is crazy. My dad is crazy. My mom is like, when she finds out that I do something, she calls my dad right away. And when both of my parents know, it's hell on earth because I'm getting lectured from here, there. And it's like, the lecture will go on for like a week. Like, they'll just keep bringing this up and saying, yeah, this is why you did this and that. And it's hard for my parents to get over things that I did because it's like, they raised me in a different way. So when I disappoint them, it's like, wow. That's why I try to maintain my behavior. But then it's like sometimes I get mad easily and I get triggered fast. So that's something I definitely have to work on.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just like I don't really like stupidity and ignorancy. So it's like when somebody do something dumb, I just get upset because it's like, why are you doing that? Like your parents didn't raise you better. It's like you acting like you don't have common sense.
Wow. Now, what about your teachers? Do you favoritize any of your teachers?
I do have one favorite teacher, but then also teachers favorize students.
That's true.
Oh, really?
Yes, they do.
They have their students,
Uh,
they have students where like they like them. I wouldn't say, well, I don't know what kind of way to say like, but favoritize them so like they wouldn't fail a class, or if they got a low grade, they wouldn't tell their parents, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Some
Wow.
teachers that are like cool with the students. So like the school that I go to, like some of the kids, they smoke in the bathroom, and some teachers know that,
Whoa,
and
whoa,
they
whoa, whoa,
wouldn't.
whoa, 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 whoa. They what?
They smoke in the bathroom, and some
What?
teachers know,
Cigarette and weed?
they wouldn't tell the principal, all because they're cool with that teacher.
And what they smoke?
Weed.
Weed.
You're
What
acting
what's
like
what's
it's
the
surprising to you, Triple.
I have like
how
the
you,
in my first period
that
class.
shit don't happen in my when I was going to school.
My first period class is right next to a boys' bathroom, and my first period class is with the cafeteria, which is in the basement. And next to the boys' bathroom, they smoke weed, so we would smell it in the hallway every morning when we would come
What's the
to that
age we
class.
talking here? You talking 16, 17?
16,
15 too?
17, 18.
Smoking weed. Wow. Wow. And teachers smell it and they don't do anything? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm saying some teachers would know, but they're cool with that student, so they wouldn't go ahead and tell the principal. Or like the deans in my school, some of them are cool with the students. So like if a child needed to leave school to go get lunch, which we're not supposed to, they allow them. But it's just like with the security guards. Some security guards at my school are cool with some students, and they let them bring stuff they're not supposed to be bringing into school, like lighters and stuff. Cause one morning I was going
Oh,
through scanning.
really?
One morning I was going through scanning, and the girl in front of me, she had a lighter in her bag, but the security guard knew her mom, so she didn't tell her mom that
Nani,
she had it.
that is some security. That's some security thing,
So they
yeah.
have to think about it. They have to get scanning in their school, in the school system now, as they don't trust kids coming in with
With guns.
guns and stuff. They wow.
Yeah,
What's the
they don't allow, if you don't, when you come to school, if you don't come through scanning, they're not gonna let you into school. Every time you leave the school, you have to come back through scanning, regardless if you just going out to get something that your mom is dropping off. You have to you have to come through scanning. And if you don't have your school ID card, they're not going to allow you into school either.
Welcome, Charlie South. Yeah. Yeah, they do the same thing here with the kids. Do you guys have to have dress codes there in New York?
Some schools do have dress codes, some schools don't. But the school that I go to, we don't wear dress codes. But my school has 4 schools in one. Each floor is a different school. So the other schools do have dress codes, but mine doesn't.
Oh, whoa. So we're talking drugs in school. What about alcohol?
Welcome, Easton. Bless up yourself, bro.
What
I
about
mean,
alcohol?
teenage drinking is a thing.
What do you mean teenage drinking
Teenage
is a thing?
drinking.
I don't get that.
I
Like,
thought you
oh,
was 20 and 21.
teenage drinking is a thing. What do you mean teenage drinking is a thing? Like,
Teenage drinking is a thing. There's teenagers that drink.
what they drink at your school?
Oh, I
Like,
don't know if they
give me.
drink at my school, but I know that teenagers drink.
Wow.
So where are they getting alcohol from? The adults
They
or
have their friends. They have their
their
friends
older
that are
friends?
older and buy them liquor, or the parents. I know this girl. Her parents buy her alcohol.
Serious?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Some parenting skills. That's you see, boils back down again. Who should have kids and who shouldn't have kids? Period.
It
Wow.
do show a lot, like who should have kids and who shouldn't. Because if you're raising your child to drink and smoke, then I mean that's outrageous. But then again, like you get to a certain age, like as a person, you get to a certain age where you should know right from wrong. You should know that if drinking and smoking is not your thing, don't do it because other people are doing it.
That's why you have some people are followers and some leaders. You know, the followers would always do all of that. You know.
And some of it
Wow.
is peer pressure as well.
Peer pressure, my foot. What can what to be in the with the in thing with a group? So I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna smoke.
Sometimes when kids are getting peer pressure, they get bullied. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're not gonna do it. You know, you're scared. You're this. You're that. You're a wimp." Like, and that makes me feel
I
like
could live with that.
that
What
makes
is
me feel like,
moonshine,
well,
Mark?
Have you ever felt peer pressured in anything in school?
nobody can peer pressure me to doing anything I don't want to.
And I love that about you. Love that about you.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Now,
Well, it's true.
have you ever bullied anyone in school? That's
I made
okay.
fun of somebody at school, but I didn't bully them
When you say
You did.
make fun, what do you mean?
because of the outfit that she had on.
What kind of outfit was it?
It was like she had like all these neon different colors, and I was calling her a highlighter. I didn't bully her, but I said she was a
You
highlighter.
call her a highlighter.
Yeah, but I was like, why she look like a highlighter? But then again, it's some kids who come to school looking like, their parents didn't raise them to come outside the house looking good. Some of them come to school in anything.
What about in the summertime? Because I seen kids dress some way with pum pum shorts and them stop going to school. How does that work?
Yeah, there's kids who dress like that.
hmm Did
But
you
that's
think that
allowed
you?
in the school. That's okay for them to wear those kind of clothing to school.
Well, in these city schools, they don't really care. But if they were going to school in like Long Island and stuff, they would call your parents. But in these city schools, they don't really care because some of these teachers, they don't care if you pass or fail. As long as they're getting paid, that's what's on their mind.
And that is sad coming from a student. That is
And I
very
see
sad.
to myself like this teacher when I was a freshman. I didn't understand what was going on because I'm not very good at math. Like I don't really like math. That's not my best subject. And I didn't understand what was going on. And I asked this teacher for help constantly on a day-to-day basis. And she would come and she would say one or two words, and then she would like forget about me. And then that's how I was failing her test and failing her class. And then she would call my mom and saying how I'm not doing my work and I'm not paying attention to class. When I am paying attention, I just don't understand. And she failed me. Like, she literally failed me.
And you went out there to ask her a question, but she didn't give you the help that you need, right?
And it wasn't only me in the class that was struggling. It was other kids in the class that was struggling too. And we would ask her for help. And then she would say, okay, since you guys are not understanding, let me go over it. But it's the way she was teaching. Like, you have to understand, everybody learns differently. Not everyone learns the same. And I tried to tell her that. I'm like, I'm not good with numbers. Like, you have to break it down to the fullest I can understand. And it's like she didn't have the patience or she didn't have the time. So why be a teacher if you don't have patience?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
What do you have to say about that, Triple? As well.
I
Are you
definitely
are you
not feeling.
shocked?
I'm not feeling good about the whole situation here. This is
And the sad part about it, when this,
this
the
is
sad
crazy.
part about it, and I have fallen into that bracket where, my daughter would come home and said to me, "Mom, this teacher is not helping me the way," and then the teacher will call me on the phone and say something negative to me about my daughter. My daughter is not doing the work.
Mm,
And quite a few times I had to step up in that classroom and tell this and go and talk with her and the principal and like, look, there's a problem here. And you're not gonna put an F on my student's my daughter's report card because I have a problem with that. You understand? But also the parents at home, if your child comes to you and tell you that they're having a problem in school, it is your duty to look and try to find that help that is needed. If it's a problem, if it's a breakdown where they're just not getting where where the teacher is, how the teacher is teaching it, you can get counseling for that student. I mean, not counseling, but tutoring for that student for help. But when the teacher is taking it up on themselves, I hate when they label kids and telling, because I was in a point where a teacher told me that I'm not going to amount to anything. And I had to tell about her, come out of my clothes and tell about herself.
And
was the teacher off? Was the teacher off on that?
What? Wait, what you mean, what's it off? I'm making a point of duty to way off. But you have to
my mom
understand, you have
is
your
that
mind
kind
to
of
have it.
parent.
But that hurts kids growing up.
Hmm. Yes, Tamara.
My mom is that kind of parent. Once I come home and tell her that I have a problem in school, she don't even wait, no, and if so, but she's in the school the next day because it's like, why should I go to school to have a problem? My mom don't
Mm.
play those games.
She's how old are you again? You say what? You're 16, 17, what?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in August.
Oh, this August coming?
Yes,
Oh, okay. All right. No, they're asking what is your favorite holiday?
my birthday.
Your birthday is your favorite holiday? Why is that?
That is my birthday.
So
That's
you
the
you take
holiday
you
for
take
her.
off on you take off on your birthday?
I mean, my birthday's in the summertime, so there's no school, but yes, that's a holiday. It's labeled as Tamara's Day. It's not national yet, but soon to be.
There go my girl. Another queen bee on the rise.
I can't imagine you two together.
No, but Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay. Now this is I always tend to look at this. In school, you have young gays, young lesbian in school. Have you seen
Well,
them in
I
your
don't know anything
school?
about that.
Hmm?
I don't know anything about that.
Have you seen any kids in your school or like that?
I mean, everyone in my school, I really don't know who they talk to or what they talk to or how they present themselves. But me personally, I feel
Hmm.
like you can't really know what you are until you actually go into the real world because I've seen people that say they like girls and then the next time I see them they with a boy and then the next time I see them they say they're bisexual. So I don't know how they present themselves, but if that's what you are, then so be like I don't really have anything against the gay community. everyone is the same, but I feel like you really don't know who you are until you're out of high school and you're really on your own and you're finding yourself and you're in college and you have a job and stuff like that.
Okay, but why is that still, you know? All right, all right, I'll step by on that one and things like that. Now, you looking forward for college, or what do you want to definitely do?
I want to go to the military
You going into the military? Okay, why you chose to be in the military?
because I personally I don't like school. School, like, I just don't like the fact that I have to sit in the classroom for an hour and listen to somebody tell me what to do. I don't really deal well with that. So I want to go to the military because I feel like me training to to stick up for my country is something that I want to do, especially with all this stuff that's going on in the world. I feel like that's something that I would partake in very strongly.
Okay, but all right, what's your average grades in school?
My grades don't go nothing below a 70 or even a 65. If it ever reaches a 65, I'll pass out.
Okay, so
What's the
average,
grade point average right now?
you're A and B student. Yeah, go ahead, Lonnie.
No, ask her what's her grade point average right now? It's a 3.0, 2.0. Where are you
Oh,
right
my
now?
grade point average is a 3.0, but I wanted to go up to a 4.0 for my senior year, so I have to work extra hard.
Yeah, and you can do it. You can do it. Which part of the military are you planning on going in?
The Air Force.
The Air Force? That's a good one. A very good one. But you are aware that there are gonna be people screaming at you, telling you what to do.
I was just about to say
I
that
know
because,
that.
yeah, you know,
You know,
you,
and the military, it's not. It may seem like it's easy, but it's not an easy route. It's really not an easy route. But it's good for you going out there, and it's helpful for you learn a lot of things, and it's a great choice.
if your daughter said that she's gonna go into the military, what would you say, Lonnie?
For me,
Hmm.
well, Sade wanted. She passed to go, and she wanted to go, but because of the situation I was going through and all of that, and she's planning on still going, but she's going into the Navy. She want to go into the Navy.
Oh, Navy, so she's gonna be on the ship. Yeah.
She just stick by me with my divorce and everything, so that was what she's gonna go.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Now, during your school here, especially in North Carolina, compare school in North Carolina and the school here in New York. What's the difference?
The school in North Carolina, their schools are much more bigger. It's much more classrooms, teachers, students. The schools here, I mean, they're big, but some of the schools in my area are divided into different schools. So, like, each floor would be a different school. And we all have to use, like, the same gym and stuff like that, and the same cafeteria. The teachers, I feel like the teachers in North Carolina really pushed me more. Like, they were more one on one. And then the teachers here, some of these students could get ghetto, so they don't want to deal with that. So it's like you really have to pay attention and like do your work on your own most of the time. But if you have a good relationship with your teacher, you can always come in like during lunch or after school tutoring to really get that one on one. But I would recommend to go to school in North Carolina or
So
any
you
down
did you
south.
did enjoy there. You did enjoy being there. Well, I think it's the city though. In New York City, it's a bigger city, and the population is so big. You don't get that one on one as you would in a smaller city.
But then don't get me wrong, there's some schools in New York that are really good, like the charter schools, those academies, stuff like that. They're really good schools. It's hard to get into them because it's like you have to take a test and audition and so they can place you. So that's why it's hard. That's why they put those schools like that hard to get into. But but my choice will always be to go to school in North Carolina or any down south school. I feel like they take more of the time out to really help the students.
They do. I agree with you.
Okay. Wow. Wow. What do
Mark,
you what
can I respond to Mark? Mark says, the military is used to enforce corporate greed in the world, and America, what's he say? America uses the military to steal other countries' resources.
Oh, there go Mark knocking the mil there
Oh,
go
how are you
Mark
gonna
knocking.
respond to that? How would you respond to that one?
Yeah, if somebody says that to you, Tammy, how would you respond to that?
I mean, he not lying. Like in history, they was using America to take trades from China, Europe, like only because America has stuff that other countries didn't have. So they felt like if they traded with America, they would get this and get that back. So he's not lying. What he's saying is true.
Okay.
Love that you educate yourself on things like that, so you know what you're up against when you step out there.
Yeah, history is my favorite subject. I could learn about history every day. It's my favorite subject.
Right.
Now, what do you dislike about yourself?
That I get mad easily and I have a very bad attitude.
You
When you
do?
say
I
bad,
couldn't tell.
Yes, I have a
Why
very
do you
bad
think you
attitude.
have a bad attitude? Standing up for yourself is not having a bad attitude. Being
No, not
outspoken
in
is not
that
a
kind
bad
of way.
attitude.
It's more like I guess when somebody tells me something that like I really don't want to hear or something that I already know, or like when somebody tells me to do something over and over, I just get upset. Like it's like okay, I heard you the first time, and my attitude is very bad. That's what my mom and my sister says that I have a bad attitude. I don't really have attitude with my dad because we have a better relationship and he doesn't yell at me. So
So,
what your mom well, your mom is your mom is giving you attitude now, right?
they said that I'm bashing them.
Huh?
They said that I'm bashing them. But it's
Oh,
it's
your mom said that you're
it's
bashing
true.
her.
I do have a bad attitude.
Oh. Now, what do you like about yourself?
That I'm very caring. I care about a lot of things.
Like,
I care like I don't like to see people's feelings hurt. I don't like to hear that people passing away, stuff like that. Like I care a lot. Like I care about even if I don't know you and I know that something that you're going through, I'll put my care in there and say,
you put
it's
your care in there.
okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
I like Caribbean food.
Yeah,
I love I love crab. Well, I like Caribbean food. I like seafood. I like seafood. I like oxtail, curry goat, plantains. I love
you
all
love
that.
the words. She like the words. But let me ask you, Tommy, what profession you see yourself in the next few years?
I always have the mindset to have my own business, and
Entrepreneur?
I really want to be a billionaire so I can give back my parents everything that they want. I told my mom that when I come out the military, I'm gonna buy her dream house.
Wow,
And that's great. That's great. That's great. But
nice,
do
nice.
you see the sector of business you'd like to go into, or you're not sure yet?
I'm not sure yet. I just know that I want to have my own business with something.
Okay. Our audience said they love you and you're very beautiful.
I love you guys too.
Okay, your background, Tamara, is a little bit loud, but tell them to tone down in your background a little bit. Now, do you socialize a lot with your friends?
I'm a
And
social butterfly.
what media do you socialize your friend? What social media network you use?
Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter.
And how is it on there? Because it's also like a popularity thing also on those network, isn't it?
I mean, everybody uses Snapchat, Instagram. Well, the most used app I would say is Snapchat. Well, it's between Snapchat and Instagram, but I wouldn't say popularity. I mean, if you like, everyone has everyone on there. I wouldn't say it's popularity. Or Instagram, it could be popularity about how many followers you have, but on Snapchat, you don't really have followers. It's more like friends.
How do
Well,
you feel about the social media and the way it's going right now?
Some people use social media in a bad way, and then other people use social media in a good way.
Do you feel like your community helps one another, or instead they would rather take out their phone and videotape and put it on social media to get love?
There's some people who do that, like, okay, like I said, my school is very ghetto, and there'll be fights, and then the first instant that they do is to take out their phone and record, and then I will go on
Instead of help,
Snapchat later after school, and I would see that video, I'm like, this was in school.
people get hurt.
Okay, since September started till now, since September started till the corona came in and we were outside of school, I've probably seen like 10 fights in school. 10 or like more. But it always happens in the cafeteria.
what happened? They that hungry?
If the fights really start off on a he say, she say, it's like, oh, somebody said this and then it came back. Like, you never really know what's that. And most of the time, it be about boys. I don't understand how you could fight about a boy.
Hold on, whoa. You talking the girls them in the school fight over boys?
Yeah, like, this girl's talking to this boy and then, they stop talking and somebody else talked to this boy. So it's like, oh, you feel like you could talk to him. It's just a whole mixed schmobble bobble. I never really understood. I couldn't fight over a boy. It's just not worth it.
Well, I wouldn't even assume that you would do something like that when you're there for
Yeah, 'cause my father will lace my tail. My dad doesn't like the fact that I'll eventually have a boyfriend.
Well, I saw
We have discussion. We have discussions about that, Tammy.
I would definitely agree with him. The last time I know, your dad said he'll be fine if you're 32 and leaving the house.
But my dad
will be going
has
at your
to
prom.
understand that I'm getting older and I'm not a little girl anymore.
And how you feel about his thought process on that, Tammy?
Are you
I
really
mean, to my dad, I'll always be his little girl, but in my mind, I'm getting older. You can't really treat me like a kid. But I mean, that's my dad. Like, I can't just.
So let me ask you. You're coming up to proms and all the dating and stuff.
I bet you heard that gonna
stuff.
be is the prom.
Does he have
My
a
dad
problem
said
with
he's
you?
gonna take me to prom. He said nobody else is allowed. He's gonna take me. So.
Listen, me, I agree with the man.
What?
I totally.
And you fell for that, Tammy? You said yes to that?
No. I just laughed. My dad been saying since I was little, since I was like in kindergarten.
I agree with the man. I stand
You
by
agree
that.
with the man?
That's a smart man. To me, it is a smart man. Oh yeah.
Well,
Did you
cannot
go
follow the
go
law.
by your did you go by your daughter's prom?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I get her dressed at home. Or do you come and pick her up in her
Do you know
limousine?
do you know what really take place in prom nights?
I went to prom.
Okay. I can't imagine what you
I went
did
to
on
my
prom night.
junior prom, I went to my military ball, and I went to my senior prom.
And what
I was
happened?
asked to all of them, and I went.
And what happened?
Nothing.
Okay.
We went, have cake and juice and party, and right back home.
Cake, juice, and party.
Cake juice and
That
party.
was
That was what,
in
19 what?
That was in your time. Today is
Your turn. That was cake. What? Oh, tell me. Let's hear your turn, girl. You
That
go, girl.
wasn't my time. So what?
I
Tell me
didn't.
what they do
That's
nowadays.
that's what I always try to tell my parents today. They say, "Oh, when they was my age, it was in news." I'm like, that was in your time. Today, these kids is different. Cake juice and party. That's not cake juice and party.
Well, they spike the drink now. I can understand
What
that,
it is?
but
What it is? Rum and coke?
what else?
Rum and Coke. It's more like Hennessy and Ciroc.
You hear that,
Whoa.
Lonnie?
Whoa.
You hear that?
Whoa, they
Hennessy
beginning
and
me and you,
Ciroc.
Triple.
Huh?
Mister, they gone farther than me and you. Shoot, we don't even do that in our old age.
Hello. Hennessy and Ciroc.
As far as I can go with a glass of wine.
Lonnie, honestly speaking, I'm trying to remember what age am I? I've never had Ciroc. Don't know what it tastes.
I have tried Ciroc.
I bet you.
And I've tried Hennessy. I don't really like the Hennessy because the Hennessy give me a bad stomach ache and a bad feel afterwards.
Did you try Ciroc?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah.
What do you think?
It's alright. It ain't. You mix it with some pineapple juice, it's good to go.
Tamara,
kids my age began drunk.
You're breaking up.
So which one you already?
You're breaking up.
Me?
Yes. You.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one you tried? You to get the sample of it?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Your mom said what?
I don't drink. I mean, I had a shandy before, but that's not alcohol.
You got what?
A shandy.
It's not alcohol. What is it?
It got like 3% alcohol. It's more like
That's
soda.
Alcohol.
It's more like soda.
What do you think? It's juice? drink quite a few of them and see what happens.
It's more like soda. I mean, in order to get drunk off of a shandy, you have to drink like a whole case.
So who got you a shandy? It wasn't your mom. It wasn't your dad.
My parents, my dad let me drink a shandy at the gathering.
Oh, he does. He does, huh?
Okay, guys, am I here?
Yes.
I just got booted out. I don't even know if I'm still here. I just got booted out.
You're still here. You're here.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
But kids my age be getting drunk. I don't understand.
It's your age. Yes, some of them do. Some of them do. And it's never okay to be drinking at your age. I mean, kids drinking and getting drunk is not safe. Number one, you can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. Did he boot it off again? You can get yourself.
No, I'm here. No, I'm here.
And it's never safe to do that. I will once in a while I'll give my daughter a glass of wine or some champagne if we're having a birthday party and stuff. And
I don't like wine and champagne. It don't taste good.
And you're saying hard liquor tastes better? Is that what you're telling me?
This is why I would drink my shandy, because it tastes good to me. Anything above a shandy, I'm not drinking it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Claudette. Okay. A huge sweeping statement. We all are individual regardless of the economics shouldn't be branded so negativity. Okay. Claudette, you're definitely right with that you made. Yes, you're right. Okay. What time it is now? We're wrapping up some things here. Now, school shootings. Comparing with New York City and in North Carolina, you had more school shootings, say in the Carolinas than in New York. Ever dealt with anything close to shootings in the past?
Yes, I have in North Carolina. And my mom still sent me to school.
Tell me what happened.
It was this former student that used to go to the school that I was going to, and I guess he had hatred toward the people in that school or whatever he had going on. And he posted on Facebook that he was going to shoot the school up.
Okay. And the school that you were going to,
Yeah.
and did he came to the school?
He never came, but he was putting out threats and stuff, saying that he was going to shoot the school up. All kinds of stuff. I was scared for my life. And my mom still sent me to school.
Well, well, of course, the security level would have been turned up at the school, so
They
of
don't,
course.
no, that school in North Carolina, there's only
That's
one
scary though.
security guard.
That's all they have?
There was only one security guard.
That's kind of scary though.
Is the security armed?
You're breaking up, Daddy.
Yes. Tammy, one of the members in the audience want to ask, name one Jamaican economic service in your area.
What do they mean by that?
Mark, what do you mean by that? I wanted to ask that question. Your most of the
Name one Jamaican economic service in the area. Jamaican economic service in the area.
restaurants.
You mean
I would
restaurants?
say economics. Economics. You're talking West. I
Why
would
are
say
you
West.
breaking up? I can't hear you.
You talking about restaurants?
I'm not sure where his question is dating from.
Let me
I mean,
exit out and come back.
I mean, the area that I live in, there's a lot of like Jamaican places, and there's a lot of Jamaican people.
Do you feel that Caribbeans make an impact on the economy by coming here and help building the economy? How do you feel
Yes, I think so. Yes, mommy, education is the key, but you can't send me to school and they say they're gonna shoot it up.
that? I would be
Like,
afraid. I wouldn't be afraid to send you for real.
You want me to learn and be scared for my life at the same time?
What did I miss?
Okay, Tammy, he says, a corporation that caters to Jamaican success and investment.
Oh, there's Jamaican restaurants. There's Jamaican clubs, the churches, events. There's a lot of things. Well, not only Jamaicans, but Caribbean people too.
Did that
Okay,
answer for you?
okay. Do teens have it easier and tougher comparing to our generation? Do you think that you have it much more easier than our generation back in the past?
You're breaking up. I didn't hear your question.
Oh, I'm still okay. All right.
Dress up yourself, Frida. Thank you.
Do you think your generation now is easier than when we were growing?
Yeah, because we have a lot of things that's handed to us. Back then, my mom would say how she was going to high school plus coming home cooking because her mom was working a full job and how she had to take care of her siblings. She's always on me. She always saying how at my age I should be learning how to do certain things. But I'm like, back then, you didn't have it handed to you like how I have it handed to me now. Like, I could tell my parents I want something, and I might not get it today, tomorrow, but I'll get it eventually.
So, so what can you do? Can you cook? What can you do? Can you clean? What do you do?
I help clean and I sort out my own laundry and I keep my room clean.
Can you cook?
No, not really.
What do you mean not really? What
I
is
mean,
that?
I could learn. I just have short attention span.
Oh, so you sound
Addition,
like
there's
you're
nothing
one of the
like
rebellious.
in the cooking area.
I learned to cook eventually. I mean, I know how to do, like, I know
16, I was cooking.
you
No,
was not cooking, Daddy. Don't be lying to these people.
I'm done for.
I start learning. I was cooking at 7.
Well, I was cooking at 9.
Not
For the
well. You
family.
should.
What? What you
You were
say?
saying something.
I said I was cooking at 9 years old for the whole family. Big pot on fire.
My mom said she was cooking for her siblings and then going to school, coming home, helping them with homework. She was always giving me the rundown. She's all like how I have it too good. I mean, I don't blame her. I have my own room, I have my own TV, I have my own phone. So I guess I need to learn how to do some things if I want to maintain this privilege.
Okay. I want to ask you about teenage pregnancy. Do you see that in your school?
Um, I mean, I heard about girls that were pregnant and then had a miscarriage. I don't know too much about that, but
Never. You don't know about your classmates or kids at your school that had a baby and still come to school.
no, not that I know of.
In North Carolina, any of that?
In North Carolina, there was a lot of teenage pregnancies, and there was people coming to school pregnant and giving birth to their child, missing months of school, and coming back like everything was okay.
Do you
Um,
think that was okay though? In the school system, do you feel that it's okay? Because I know in Jamaica, you get pregnant, you're out.
you get
I
pregnant. Yeah,
don't.
to
I
school.
mean, okay. Everyone's gonna have sex once in their life, but if you're gonna have sex, at least use protection. Like,
But at school, that's not even supposed to be in a thought. That's not even supposed to be. You
well,
get me?
daddy, these hormones be acting up.
What is that? Look, I probably not hearing what she said.
Their hormones be acting up.
A
Their
hormone must be.
hormones.
Oh, okay. That need to be chopped down. That hormone need to be chopped.
My loving Father, have strength.
Seriously. Seriously. Understand?
But I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand. If you wanna have sex, at least use protection. Like, don't let the person that you having sex with tell you, oh, I don't want to use protection. Da 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 da. Like, no, we're gonna use protection because I'm
not
not having
only
no
you protecting, not only you're protecting from getting pregnant, you're also protecting
from
yourself from
STDs and
STDs
stuff.
and diseases. So you understand? So yeah.
Money. You still got to what I'm
Eh?
trying to say.
What did you say?
Trying to
You're breaking.
are you hearing
Hmm?
what's coming out of my mouth right here? Are you hearing what's coming out of my mouth?
You're
What did
breaking up.
you
Because
say?
What did
I
he say?
came past the 6. I came still in having sex. So not even something to be thought of. Well,
But it
Well,
is a reality
if you're
now,
well,
gonna
when
have
you're da-
sex, you
when you're
use
dating,
protection. That's not
when you're
even
dating
thought
and you have
of.
a boyfriend, you know he wanna get in your pants. Okay, when you have a boyfriend and y'all been together for a certain amount of time, he thinking like, well, damn, is you gonna give it up or not? So you can't just like say no.
It's
I
hurt.
mean, I don't really know. I feel like it just happened. I
It's
can't speak for
reality.
other people. I can't speak. I can't speak for other people, so I wouldn't know their level on it. When you're 14, when
Triple,
your 14-year-old hormones was going nuts, what were you thinking about?
he's talking to Triple. He's talking to Triple about that one.
It's okay. I got 4 girls and 3 boys, 2 granddaughters. Yeah, they almost be acting up. That's why their parents gotta take them to the GNC to make sure they ain't got nothing going on down there.
Do you feel that it's okay for parents to take their child to a birth control clinic to get birth control at this young stage in your
I
life?
don't. I heard birth control could mess up your period and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, if you don't want birth control, don't have sex. It's that simple.
Mark, Mark,
Can
I
I
don't.
ask
Go
Tammy?
ahead. Go.
So if you should fall into a position where you need to talk to your mom and your dad about a situation that you're falling and you know they're going to be upset with you, you know what the outcome is, would you feel comfortable still going to them to say, Mom, I am in trouble, or Dad, I'm in
Um,
trouble?
I would mostly go to my mom because my dad is crazy, and I don't think you want to hear the fact that I'm having sex.
He wouldn't even hear part of it, huh? Oh my God. Is she gone? Where is she? I lost her.
No,
Yeah. Sister.
Where is she? She had to go out and come back in.
Yeah, she gotta go and come back in.
you see me?
Oh yeah, her
It's
dad did not leave her mom. You're
Like
so you're
back.
comfortable to go into your mom.
I would go to my mom with those kind of stuff, like with periods and sex and pregnancy and stuff like that. I would go to my mom first because if I tell my dad, he might just kill me on the spot, and I'm not ready to lose my life yet. So
Then if you're not ready to lose your life, just don't do it. just, just don't do it, sister. Just don't do it. Yeah,
No,
very
definitely.
smart young lady.
Let me. You have any other thing? Let me just look up here.
Tell me, what's your intake on these riots out of the street, and everyone is saying Black Lives Matter? How do you feel about that?
I'm all for Black Lives Matter, but I don't like how they're looting the stores because some of these stores are black owned businesses. Like I know most of the stores that are in Manhattan are black owned businesses or is have black owners and stuff like that. So them tearing up the city, it's like, what are you gonna do when we? Because right now it's on lockdown, but apparently everything's supposed to open up tomorrow. Well, starting to. So it's like, what are we gonna shop at when y'all done looted out the stores and stole everything? But then again, I don't
And
know
that's not,
whether to be
and I
mad or
agree with
not.
you.
I don't
Mm.
know whether to be mad or not. It's like sometimes we do have peaceful protesters,
Right.
and it's like peacefulness is not, it's just not getting us nowhere. They feel like we joking, so then it's like if we add a little violence to it, they might think we're serious. So I don't really know. I'm all for Black Lives Matter, but I just don't like how some people they like they just don't understand how serious it is, and sometimes people just think it's for a joke.
I agree with you 100. I have come face to face with a lot of people stating that Black Lives Matter. Yes, it matters, and that what Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, fought for our right and justice. And we have to understand that we as Black people, we going out there and protesting. Yes, we can do that, and we can do it peaceful, and we can get our point across without when you go in, you're saying, oh, it's you're going in there, you're breaking into the stores and you're stealing the people things and getting out. That is not fighting for justice. That is not fighting for Black people's life. They totally
I
get
don't
all this thing
I
mixed
don't
up.
think first it was the protesters. They were protesting about the protesters started with George dying, and now everybody
Right.
just breaking into these stores. Like, I don't really think that's a good idea because at the end of the day,
Exactly.
it's stuff that people have to purchase with their own money that they're getting just to put inside their stores. So with them looting, that's not protesting. That's just you thinking it's okay to steal.
To steal, and then you're hurting yourself, because you're putting yourself in danger, you're hurting other people, and you're taking away from these people life. 95 right now, 85% of black businesses out there can't even think about reopening their business, because with the corona and everything, they already lost, they're already at a loss. So you going in there, breaking into their store, burning the store down. It does not make any sense. Everybody have a voice. Everybody speak for their right. And I agree with the Black Lives. I agree. They're talking about this
What about
gentleman.
all lives matter?
All lives do. I agree with that. But this gentleman that they were fighting for the justice with the police and all of that. They caught the culprit. They put him in prison and all of that. The police, 95% of what I'm looking at right now is that the police, mom and dads out there, the black police are getting hurt, the white police are getting hurt, everybody's getting hurt. If one of them die or something going on, these same people that's out here fighting and throwing stuff and breaking up people things and said, oh, we're just trying to get their attention. I am sure there gotta be another way, because um when you look at it, hate does not drive hate. Love is what drives out hate. And you have to come up with one. We have to come together as one, stand together, and not about the stealing, because they're looking. I talked to a person the other day. Oh, it's white people doing the stealing. What kind of dumb crap is that? What
It's
do you mean
not
white people?
white people. I seen enough lives and stuff. It's black people, white
It's
people.
our own
It's
color doing the
everyone.
dumb stuff, and they're fighting
It's
in the hands of
everyone
those
that
doing wrong.
it's everyone that's looting, and I don't think that looting is going to solve anything. Looting is
It's
hurting.
not.
It's
It's
hurting
really
our
not.
people
Okay,
because
well, I heard somebody say, well, you know what? Black have been suffering over 400 years, so if we don't stop now, we are
What do you mean black been
retaliating.
suffering over 400 years? What they know
That's what
about
I
it? What
heard
they
a
know?
man
Were they
say.
born in 400 years? They need to
Well,
come
he
together.
said he
When
said
when
they were in slavery, so now he decided to burn down this. It's okay.
okay,
I,
I have a question. Okay, I have a
mm,
question. Do you think that the African Americans with slavery? Do you think African Americans had slavery and Jews had the Holocaust? How do you feel? Do you think we were all equal, like in that type of frame, because we went through some hard times? That was always a question that come up in history class, but I never really had the right words to answer because I mean I'm black, so I would say the slaves went through more, but then also the Jews went through more too.
stuff
Lon, that's a good question.
yes,
I kid you not.
And like
Okay, if
my mom always says that they were basically equal because the Jews they were getting blamed for
yes,
Hitler's problems, and
yes.
African Americans were getting forced into labor because of our skin color, and Hitler was doing the Jews wrong. They was throwing up the newborn babies in the air and shooting them like they was toys. Like so, I
and
feel like it
remember
was
that they
equal.
were they were also concentration camps. Were also put into a place that is basically alive. And so if you want to talk of like the
The
what
difference
black
to
folk
me, I would say the difference
they
between the Holocaust
it's
and slavery is
mhm.
that the Holocaust they were not in the Holocaust. I mean, in slavery, they were not gathering up big people and putting them in gas chambers and killing them off. It was more so like if you didn't do the work, if you wasn't out there picking cotton or you wasn't doing your job that day, you would either get hit or you would die. But in the Holocaust, it was like you don't do no work, you die automatically. And they weren't starving slaves. Like slaves got meals it wasn't full course meals. They got meals, and then sometimes in the Holocaust they would starve them, like wouldn't give them meals. So there's different outcomes, but they were both worse at the same time.
My thing is, we can do the march, we can do the protest, but we can do it peacefully, and we don't have to kill one another, because we as black people, we kill our one another, and you don't hear, every day on the street we're killing our one another with the
That's what
drugs and
I
all
was
of that.
saying. I'm saying why when a black person kill another black, we don't act like this, but as soon as a white person do it, it's all hell on earth. But I'm not saying what they did to George was right. Like leaning on somebody's neck for 9 minutes and he's saying he can't breathe, that was off the top. And the fact that he lost his life over a $20 counterfeit, all the person in the store had to say was, your money is not gonna work here. I bet you he didn't even know it was counterfeit.
Wow.
Tommy, with that story, I have so much different stories coming back from that George had
Just like
story.
there's a lot of stories from Emmett Till, Trayvon Martin, Gregory, I think no George, he was 14. There's a lot of different stories that can always
And they
come
were
back to
all
this.
different. And
They were all
this
different.
one that happened in Trayvon Martin is totally two different cases. Totally two different cases. Because to me, this young man that the police and him and the police still in his neck. To me, it seems like they had issues together. They know each other, and their paths as cross at some point. You understand? Trayvon Martin was a total different thing, and when
Trayvon Martin, I think he was just walking from the store and this white man just thought he was suspicious and shot
it
him.
was a
Like,
security guard that thought he was in the wrong neighborhood because he was black. It happened right here in Florida.
Yeah,
You
that happened in
understand?
Florida.
And that was a total different story, and that was it was not the same thing. It was not the same thing. Right now, this thing that they're using it, they're putting all kind of stuff out there, and I'm going to look at my black brothers and my black sisters and tell you, you're playing in the hands of the white man. This is what they want you to do. It's ignorance. You understand what I'm saying? And you're killing yourself doing it because they're going to lock all of you up and throw you all in jail for foolishness.
Hold on,
and that's
Leilani.
exactly, and that's exactly what's happening in New York. Like they feel like everybody outside looting. They see anybody, they locking you up. If you outside after curfew, they locking you up. And that's exactly what's going on.
Okay, hold up now. You guys hearing me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now the protest happening in England, the George protest, discrimination happening in England. I remember the other day I was saying to someone comes I have happening in Jamaica, and I told that Jamaican police is totally different and everything is different. You can't just get up and march like that.
Who's that?
Now they had a demonstration thing just go or whatever 2 days ago. You understand?
I got the image.
So I don't get it because I Jamaican, they're more American in a lot of in America. And in America, it happened in Jamaica. But everywhere else is marching, but all of a sudden Jamaica can't march this time and demonstrate this time because the police killed. They march in what they want to march about. Understand? And I'm American in a lot of everywhere else. You understand? So I was rather naive at that point because I think that was a ridiculous thing to make, especially in Jamaica. Racial discrimination is Jamaica. Racial discrimination is going on in Jamaica. A lot of Caribbean
I
people.
agree with what Mark is saying about Trump. Trump is not my president. He might be your president, but he's not my president because the way he go about things and the way he
He's
sees
not
things
your
is just
president.
wrong.
He is your president.
That's why I said I'm not African
He
American.
is your president.
He's not my
You
president.
live in America. He
Or
is your president. Who is your president?
My
We
father.
don't have a presidency right now.
My dad is my president. Trump is not my president. I don't agree with him in any kinds of way.
Oh gosh. But well, guys, we gotta get a hold of. Who remember I said this? Trump will be back in power for years, but I did
No,
You understand?
he's not
He's
coming back.
going
He
to
ain't come
be.
back. If
Lonnie.
Trump go back into presidency for another term, these people, they deserve everything they get.
No,
It's just his
Going for
mindset.
another term.
hold on. When you say
It's
if
just his
Trump go back,
mindset.
hold on 1 second there. If Trump for another 4, did you just deserve people deserve what they gonna get?
If they put him back into power for a second term,
Mm-hmm.
they deserve what they get.
When you said oh, okay. Now I don't understand you that way. Well, get prepare for that. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got 4 minutes. Ronnie, you asked one question, I asked question, and I'll definitely put this down. All right. Now, Mara, vacation. What's your dream vacation?
You're breaking up.
What dream vacation? Are you hearing me?
What dream?
What's
What is
your
your dream
dream
vacation?
vacation?
What did vacation mean?
Vacation. Is that
Oh,
Vacation.
vacation.
Yeah.
I want to go to Bora Bora.
Bora, where's Bora Bora?
It's an island.
Oh, where's Bora Bora?
It's an island.
Where's that?
Somewhere out in the sea. I really don't know specifically, but I just know the island.
South Dakota TED?
You heard of it, Lon?
Hmm? Yes.
You heard of Bora Bora?
Yes, and I'm planning to go.
You planning to
Take me
go
with
Bora
you.
Bora? I've never heard of that.
Take me with you. I would love to go to. I would love to go to Bora Bora and live and be in one of those houses above the water.
In the water.
I would love it.
Our
While
vacation then.
while they serve me some
It's like
fruits and I drink
Tahiti.
my pina colada.
Wow.
I'm with you,
Daddy,
girl.
we
We should
going to
do that
Bora
one
Bora.
day.
Okay?
We're gonna do that one day.
Daddy,
Pretty
we
soon.
going to Bora Bora.
Carl said I've seen the same thing happen in gas protests in Jamaica. Yeah, they're protesting what they want. Every country, look on that today, March and England. No, Lord, this is a England doing riots. So riots is
Yes, England is doing riots, but they're doing it peacefully. And everybody around the world is doing riots. But
yeah.
I don't
So
know
why
if it's
why
the
came March? Why Jamaica came March? I don't get that.
same. Jamaica, I don't. Jamaica was just rioting, throwing stuff at police and stuff because they kill a bad man. I don't know what was that about.
I seen this protest in North Carolina. There were people laying on the floor saying, "I can't breathe," with their hands behind their back.
Really? All right. It's definitely enjoy this and things. So long, just give a shout out if you have to give a shout out into Mary, then I close off.
Okay.
Bora Bora is in the Philippines. I heard that it's in the Philippines, right? Marie.
East of the Asian continent, yes, yeah.
Close to
Mommy says it's close to Fiji.
close to Fuji.
Fiji,
Yeah,
not Fuji.
Huh?
It's Fiji, not Fuji.
Oh, excuse my accent. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, once again, guys, thanks for having me. Bless up yourself. And Tammy, it's my pleasure to be here with you. I appreciate you asking me to come and do this with you. Bless up yourself. You are a great young lady. You're very talented. Much respect and love to your mom and dad for raising you the way you are. I take my hat off at her, and they should be very proud. They should be very
Thank
proud.
you.
And I love the fact that you are a leader, and I'm looking for great things from you.
Thank you.
Bless up to my friends, my colleagues, and my fans. I love you guys 100%. Mark, you're my heart. Love you. Presenter, bless up yourself and welcome. And
Presenter.
presenter was here in here. He's in here. Everybody else, much love and respect from Queen Bee always.
All right. Yeah, Tamara, you could shout out. You could
Thank you
say
to
hi
my
to it.
mom. Thank you to my mom and my dad and my family.
Okay. I definitely want to thank each and every one who logged. Thank you. Janet Reed is here. Wow. Awesome. All right, Miss Campbell, enough love. Thank you.
And thank you
Pearlie,
to everyone
Marie
who was
Cross.
agreeing with me in the comments.
Huh?
And thank you to everyone who was agreeing with me and for having me and for listening to my opinions.
Oh, okay. Clark Mountain, big up yourself. Thank you. Presenter, we are restricted strongly in Jamaica for social distancing. That was my point. Can't get to just protest in numbers like the law. No, there's no social distancing. Not those videos that I see coming out. Nothing
There was
social
no social
distancing.
distancing in that
Nothing in
shooting
social
and the police
distance.
stuff. They didn't even have a mask on.
Not even a mask on, love.
Not
You know,
even a
so
mask on. They were
maybe
just
maybe
walking
we
about
maybe
like
we
stuff.
presenter live their social distancing, but no, not the videos them that come out the gym. Social distancing. Yeah, just thank each and every one to big up yourself, Sonia, Marie Cross, Marie Cross is trouble. Big up yourself, each and every one, and uh, nonetheless, I can't see much of who was there before because this went up. But I want to thank you all very much, and just want to say goodbye. I gotta go do my thing right now. I have a lot of stuff to go do. Thank you guys. Big yes, and blessed and prosperous day today for the week that's lying ahead of us. Y'all just be safe. All right.
Bless up
Stay
yourself,
blessed.
Phyllis.
Love.